What's up, baseball fans? Five here. In today's video, we are going to be discussing the overalls, and just overall the reevaluation All-Star update. We've had 24 hours to cool down, look at the numbers, re-look at the numbers, and take a look and see a lot closely of what happened with this reevaluation and why things happen the way they are, and just how I look at it and how I am going to approach it from now on with roster updates every single Monday. So people were upset, people were pissed, people were, Hey, what's up, guys? Five here. In today's video, I'm going to give you guys my thoughts on the whole entire reevaluation upgrade process. We've had 24 hours to sit there and think about it. Also, I have gotten some sleep. I've gotten about 6 hours, 7 hours of sleep. So I'm able to think properly now after, what happened with last night, and just hearing everybody's opinions and hearing everybody, whether they're upset, whether they're happy about the whole entire process of what happened, and trying to understand where did San Diego Studios come up with these numbers and stuff like that. First things first, I want to say thank you, San Diego Studios, for making a big update. Most game companies do not take the time to do an actual big update overhaul for a sports game. If they do, guess what? It's new cards. What that means is, with new cards, inflated prices. Inflated prices means you have to buy their currency or buy the coins or whatever else like that. Instead, they gave us a free update, and I want to say thank you guys for taking your time out of your busy schedules to be able to bring this to us at no charge. With that being said, I didn't mind the update of what players got upgraded. It's kind of cool to be able to use some different players in my team, like a Robinson Cano or a Carlos Carrera, which is nice to have, to be able to see those type of numbers and see different types, be able to use different players. Hey, what's up, guys? Five here, and today we are going to be discussing, I'm going to be discussing my thoughts on this wonderful reevaluation patch that San Diego Studios brought to us. For some of you guys that don't know, San Diego Studios promised in one of their E3 live streams that they were going to do a all-star reevaluation, where they be the first time ever at the Midsummer Classic, they would reevaluate all the players in the game and change their attributes accordingly, and ratings and overalls accordingly. They've never done anything like this. This was the first time ever. And it finally came out at August 10th, and it didn't come around the All-Star break, which upset people. And now we know, I kind of understand why it couldn't come out during the All-Star break, because it was a lot of people. People are like, well, there's not that many people that they did change. But if you take a look at Daddy Leagues only changes the players that actually received a overall change. They actually tweaked people without even showing up there. So there was a good 400, 500 people that got changed in the game, which is amazing. And I want to say thank you, San Diego Studios, for working so hard on this. I know I haven't given you guys any slack because of the lack of communication and other things, which we will talk about in a different video. But to do this for us is extremely nice, and not having to charge either. Because if you take a look at other games that do rating evaluations or rating changes or upgrades, they keep the old cards the same, and then they put the new cards in packs, which costs more money. So for a studio to do this for free is amazing. So I want to say thank you guys for your hard work and dedication to bring us this ratings reevaluation. I appreciate it immensely. So with that being said, we have 24 hours that it's finally sunk in, and we can take a look at the numbers without our first reaction and, you know, being upset at certain people that getting snubbed. And yes, people, yes, they're with their new system, people are going to get snubbed. It is not a flawless, perfect system. So overall, I am actually very happy with some of the changes. I get to use new players. I get to take out my created player where I don't have to use him in the game anymore. Which, that for me, I like that. I just want to use major league players and some of the legends for me. So I'm going to go over some of the cool things that I thought was cool, that I'm going to start using, the players that I'm going to start using, and what I thought was, some of the big changes for me personally that I am excited about. So with the rating system, it came around 2 o'clock, 2:20 Eastern time. And I thought people were trolling me in the chat because, we had a couple hundred people watching, and, they're just like, oh, the update's live. Jose Fernandez is a diamond. And I'm like thinking, like, you guys are trolling. He hasn't been playing for half the year and he's on the DL again. And lo and behold, we go into, I go in, I restart and everything else like that. And I'm just like, holy crap, Jose Fernandez is a diamond now, which I think a few other pitchers, in my opinion, deserved it because they played the whole entire season and he only had a few starts because he's been on the DL, and then now he's back on the disabled list. But his stats are just amazing, and I can't wait to be able to use him. I've been trying to use him all today, and it didn't happen. I was either getting Kershaw or I was getting Johnny Cueto for the most part of the game. So that was my big surprise, and kind of iffy that we only got, one new diamond. And we're going to talk about the snubs later. But I just want to be able to use him, see what he is, how he's worth, and hopefully enjoy it. My second, at first was like a big shocker, was definitely in the closing pitchers, where Aroldis Chapman went down to a 88 and Koji went to a 90. And you take a look at some of Koji's stats, it's just like, I'm kind of curious, how they did come up with some of these numbers. And plus they used the 3-year average, which I'm still hesitant about it because some of these players haven't had any averages of 3 years because they're new, they're rookies and stuff like that, or they might have had a bad year or whatnot. One big thing that I can say about San Diego Studios is that their inconsistency of looking at players is very consistent. I think they go by a lot of the media hype and media coverage, and take a look at other players that don't get that type of hype and coverage and don't upgrade them when they're having a breakout season, which we'll get to third base and talk about that. But a big thing I was shocked about, and a lot of people are shocked about, was Aroldis Chapman going down to an 88. He was predicted going to diamond, but then taking a look at his numbers closely, and this is where the 3-year average bites somebody in the ass. But his walks went down. He's had 25 walks with people this year, but he's only given up one home run, in which it's at 83. If they didn't go by the 3-year average, that would have been 99. And I really wish they would tweak his velocity in the game, because he does throw in real life over 101 miles an hour. He throws 102, 103. And he has hit, 104 and 105 numerous times. But he's, sticks around 98, and, sometimes he'll get up to 100 and 101. But I just wish they would fix that. But, still, he's still the best closer in the game. Hands down better than Kimbrel, in my opinion, for using. Another big, whoa, crazy was seeing Buster Posey. And then you take a look at Buster Posey's stats and you're like, whoa. 91 contact versus righties and 97 contact versus lefties. And for me, I prefer contact over everything. So that's why I like to use Buster. I really wish Yadier would have went up because I love using his card because of the 99 arm strength to stay away from the cheese. But he still does good for me. I mean, granted, 200 hitter, but he saves more runs than producing more in the long run, saves more runs. So that kind of like balances off his lack of offense in the game. Now for my favorite card in the game and favorite player in the game and also in real life, it was amazing to see his numbers, and that is Mr. Joey Votto. Votto-matic. I know, guys. You guys are going to yell at me about it, but to see his numbers, his contact be at 91 versus righties and an 89 versus lefties, I don't have to platoon him anymore. So I can just keep him in the lineup throughout the whole entire game, which is nice. And today we started off at around 310, 315 average, and we brought it up to a 350 average, and we had like 3 or 4 dingers today and 10 RBIs. So Votto's upgrade card has been just hands down amazing for me, and I'm loving it. Now, for a shocker was, Jason Kipnis getting downgraded, Dozier getting downgraded, and so for Colton Wong. And then you saw Altuve go back to 92 and Cano going up to 90. And I'm like, let's take a look at Cano's stats. And I'm like, whoa, contact versus righties. And I was horrible with Cano using him. But after using him today, and I'm just like, this is, what I've used for him for today. And I'm just like, whoa, like he can really hit the ball. And you take a look at his contact, it's 90. It's like, wow. But his power 66, he hits power. It's around, it feels like it's an 80. It's an 85. I feel like he just has hidden stats, and plus his fielding is great. His arm strength and arm accuracy is awesome. So the only thing that he's lacking on is speed, but I think he definitely makes up for that with the contact, be able to hit in the gaps and stuff like that, and just the home runs in general. I mean, today I've hit 4 home runs and had 12 RBIs or 11 RBIs with them, and hitting 397. So no, I'm definitely using. Now here is for the most controversial position, third base. That's just because Josh Donaldson got nothing. Really, he actually got some downgrades, I think. Now, I didn't look too closely on Daddy Leagues or with MLB The Show tips, but when you look at his average and you look at what he's done versus right-handers, and you're just like scratching your head, like 24 home runs and you're only getting 68 power, and he has a high average for contact versus righties. It's just like it's like a head scratcher, like what's going on. So I still don't understand it. They're using this new algorithm program and stuff like that, and he doesn't have a 3-year average. He only has 2 years. I still don't understand it. I don't know if they can explain it yet. So I'm with you guys on that. And then the next head scratcher is Manny Machado. Manny Machado is just having a breakout season of being one of the best third basemen offensively and defensively. And just with his power numbers that he's having in his average, he's hitting 300 both sides of the, versus left-handers or right-handers, and he still has the low contact numbers, and the power numbers only 70 power. It's just like, he should be our next diamond, but he gets a downgrade to 91. So it's a head scratcher. While Alex Rodriguez doesn't even play a position and he gets upgraded, So it's just, it's the inconsistency that we see in this game, and it's it's just like wow, got to be more consistent than being inconsistent. And same thing with Nolan Arenado. I mean, I was hoping he was going to a diamond, because everyone's like, well, why don't you use Todd Frazier? I'm like, I like Nolan better. But I mean, contact 72, power 77. It's decent, and he's a better fielder. He is the best defensive third baseman in Major League Baseball. So I think he should have a little bit better fielding numbers than Machado. Plus his arm strength and his arm accuracy and his reaction. all needs to go up. So that's how I feel about that. Is let me move this over here. Let me move me over here so we can take a look at stats. So you just take a look, 72 and 76. I know you guys didn't get to see previously. I apologize for that. But, you know, he's having an amazing season, and for him to get snuffed, and I got burned on investments too, guys. I mean, you take a look at that 96 Chris Bryant's. I kept buying him when he was like, you know, going for like 400 subs, 300 subs. And I just wanted it to, you know, cash in if he ever hit the gold, which I'm going to be selling quite a bit. Now, let's move on over to shortstop, where, you know, some things just didn't make sense. You got Tulo. His numbers went down. So it's like, you know, like it just kind of sucks because, you know, I like using Tulo. He's done all right for me in the 79 games that I have used for him. But, I wish I was able to use Jose Iglesias because, I mean, his stats are just amazing. 81 contact, 97 contact. If you guys will take a look at my lineup, and you guys will see my whole theme is contact. I don't care if I don't hit home runs or whatnot. As long as I'm putting in the gap or getting base hits, I'm going to score runs. That's my big thing. So, but I just don't like the way he swings. Now, the phenom that my pick for rookie of the year, Carlos Carrera, is just like, you take a look at his stats and you're like, well, this is definitely not an 87 rated, but I feel like he has more hidden stats. And, you know, you talk about that a lot in FIFA, and it just feels like it doesn't feel like he plays with his stats the way that they are. He feels like he plays higher than his stats. And, you know, in 53 at bats and batting 300, already got a home run. And he's still on the base. You know, I play him down in the lineup, which I think I'm going to be changing him in the lineup a little bit. I think I want to put him up top a little bit more, but I really like him. I think he is very inexpensive, and he's also got a lot of room to grow for upgrades in the near future. So we got like, what, 6 or 7 or 8 more upgrades weeks on Mondays. And another thing is like, you know, where the 3-year average bites you in the butt is with Brandon Crawford and Johnny Peralta. I mean, I was banking on these guys getting a big upgrade, and same thing with Xander. So it's just the weird inconsistencies that we see in the game. And then, you know, McCutchen having a nice season and getting downgraded. So it's like you like the 3-year you like the 3-year, but it's where they weighted the stats by the 3-year, but it's like, you know, you want them to weight the stats for what they're doing right now and currently. You know, I know it's important to know what they did in, you know, the previous years, but the present time is more important for stats to me than 2 years ago or a year ago or whatnot. But as you can see, another couple players that I was trying to bank on didn't get their upgrades that I thought that they were going to get and stuff like that. But Bryce Harper went up to a 96. He lost a little bit of power, but he gained contact, which I love. And another thing that I wish they would reevaluate is their fielding. A lot of these players would be higher stats, I think, in my opinion, if their fielding stats would be able to be changed. So his contact is, you know, an 88 and 90 power. Lefties, he's still, I don't think it's a 70 and 80 versus lefties. It's much, much worse. So if you can platoon him with Stanton, which Stanton has 84 contact versus lefties, 99 power versus lefties, or the Nelson Cruz, which I think got snubbed too. He should be higher than what he is currently, but what holds him back is his speed and also his fielding, which 99 and 88 power is a pretty sick. But I kill it with Stanton. It's decent. His averages keeps going up for me. I just don't use him enough compared, since I'm using Harper a lot, but I always try to platoon Stanton. Another guy is Cargo, which they changed his contact versus righties and power. If you want a good good guy with a strong arm and you know, some speed. That is a inexpensive guy. You take a look at Cargo. Take a look, 86.89, and we'll go up to Harper, 88.93. I mean, you know, there's some stats missing, but for a 35,000 stub difference, you got Cargo, and then you got Harper, and you can platoon Cruz with Cargo. So I mean, there's that. Instead of, you know, Harper and Stanton, but right here, these are my two picks if you want to have players platooning if you don't have a lot of stubs. Even Ryan Braun, you know, you can platoon him against lefties, 93 and 89, and he goes for maybe 3,000 stubs. So there is a lot of things that this and there's much more, and we're going to go into more detail about it. But at the end of the day, I mean, we got a lot of really good new players that we can use in here in the game, and I'm really one for it to see the changes. And it's not like updates are going to stop right now. We still got more updates to come, and you know, maybe San Diego Studios has something up their sleeve for us. So I wouldn't quit the game. I'm not going to quit the game. I love the game way too much. I love the community way too much more than I actually love the game. You know, I mean, community is just awesome. They always try to help out each other and take care of each other. But in closing thoughts, guys, I really did enjoy the update. I enjoyed it was like getting a brand new game at midnight, pretty much. And, you know, scrolling through and seeing who got the changes of overalls and everything else like that. But on my final thought, what I want to say, guys, is don't look into the overall number too much. Take a look at the attributes even closely. Like if you take a look at, like I said, Cargo, you know, Carlos Gonzalez out in right field, the kid can hit. And, you know, he's got numbers up there with Bryce Harper for contact and power versus righties. I mean, you know, for a guy that's very, very inexpensive, it's a pretty good deal. So I just want to say, what are your guys' thoughts? How do you guys feel about it? I mean, I know I can address more with Donaldson and Machado, you know, with their upgrades, but we still got more baseball to play and more updates to come. So you never know. Maybe they're going to update them next week or the following week. So I just want to say thank you guys so much for watching the video. If you do like the video, please like, comment, and subscribe. One love. 5 is out.